In this new episode of the Comparative Analysis Series, we'll dive deep into one of Marvel's most fascinating and fearsome aspects, the symbiotes. But before we explore their personalities, powers, and the effects of hosting them, we first need to understand their origin. To do that, we must turn our attention to Knull, the sinister figure responsible for bringing the symbiotes into existence. Knull and the origin of the symbiotes. Knull is a primordial entity, older than most things. In the Marvel Universe, he is the god of darkness and the creator of the symbiotes, also known as the Klyntar. Long before they began bonding with hosts like Spider-Man and Eddie Brock Venom, the symbiotes were created as extensions of Knull's will. His goal was to spread darkness across the universe. When the symbiotes broke away from Knull's control, they began to develop their own identities, free from his grasp. Before we dive into the symbiote story, I want to let you all know that we at www.derosentertainmentstore.com are offering something special for the Halloween season, our Halloween Jack-o'-lantern t-shirt for just $23.70. It's a perfect way to get into the spooky spirit, so don't miss out. Make sure to check the description box just below this YouTube video for easy access to your sublime t-shirt. Happy Halloween in advance. Now, let's jump into the symbiote universe. The personalities of symbiotes. Every symbiote has its own unique personality, molded by its history and experience. Some are more violent and chaotic, while others are cunning and manipulative. Venom, for example, bonded with Eddie Brock and has fluctuated between a lethal protector and an out-of-control force of destruction. Carnage, on the other hand, is pure chaos, driven by an insatiable thirst for blood. Yet there are other symbiotes like Sleeper or Anti-Venom who can possess a more nuanced, even sweet side in comparison. The variety in their temperaments is what makes symbiotes such intriguing characters. They can be your greatest ally or your worst nightmare, depending on the symbiote's innate darkness and its host's influence. The gender of symbiotes, androgynous or something else? One of the more fascinating aspects of symbiotes is their fluidity in terms of gender. Symbiotes are, for the most part, androgynous. They do not conform to traditional human gender norms. Since they reproduce asexually, gender as we understand it is irrelevant to them. However, depending on the host they bond with, symbiotes can express characteristics we might associate with masculinity or femininity. For example, Venom might appear more male when bonded with Eddie Brock but might not show those same traits when bonded with someone else. In essence, symbiotes adapt their behaviors and identities based on their host, reinforcing the idea that they are neither male nor female, but rather shape-shifting beings capable of taking on any form they desire. Matching symbiotes and hosts. Before and after effects. Symbiotes are incredibly selective when choosing their hosts. They look for individuals whose personalities, desires, and even weaknesses align with their own. A darker symbiote might seek out someone with violent tendencies, while a more strategic symbiote could prefer a host who is calculated and cunning. Once the bond is formed, the symbiote enhances the host's abilities but also begins to influence their behavior, making them more aggressive, manipulative, or sometimes more empathetic depending on the symbiote's nature. The host often experiences drastic physical and psychological changes. Before bonding, they may feel a growing sense of connection or obsession with the symbiote. Afterward, the host becomes much stronger, faster, and more resilient. However, the symbiote's dark influence may also begin to erode their sense of morality. The superpowers and overpowering abilities of symbiotes. Symbiotes grant their hosts extraordinary abilities, often amplifying their physical strength, speed, and durability to superhuman levels. Venom and Carnage, for example, can lift tons effortlessly, and they have incredibly rapid healing factors. Symbiotes can also shapeshift, allowing them to create weapons, armor, or camouflage from their own bodies. Some can produce deadly tendrils or symbiote-constructed weapons. Additionally, symbiotes can block telepathic attacks and are highly resistant to most forms of damage. Beyond these physical abilities, many symbiotes are capable of producing toxins, influencing their host's thoughts, and even tapping into interdimensional knowledge. These overpowered abilities often make them formidable foes for heroes, even those as strong as Spider-Man, Thor, or even the Hulk. Conclusion. In this episode, we've covered several key aspects of the symbiote lore within the Marvel Universe. We began by tracing their origin to Knull, the god of darkness, who shaped them into beings of immense power and influence. We then explored the diverse personalities that make each symbiote unique, some darker and more chaotic, others with slightly sweeter edges. We also discussed the symbiotes' gender fluidity, revealing that they are largely androgynous and adapt to the identity of their host. Additionally, we delved into how symbiotes seek out hosts who reflect their own personalities, and the significant changes these hosts undergo both physically and psychologically. Finally, we highlighted the incredible powers and abilities that symbiotes grant their hosts, emphasizing their overwhelming strength and adaptability. The symbiote saga is one of power, control, and transformation, and understanding these complex beings opens up a deeper appreciation for the vast mythology of the Marvel Universe.